when we do reflexive pronoun, there is another pronoun called the emphatic pronoun, which has the similar form. Okay, I will just write it down. This is the fifth one, isn't it? Emphatic pronoun, which is emphasizing on something. Okay, when you emphasize on something, that becomes emphatic pronoun. To put emphasis on the subject. What's emphasize? Okay, you yourself don't know when we say, that is when we put emphasis, and this their forms are same as the reflexive. Their forms are similar to the reflexive. But the meaning differs. Okay, example, I will just give you two examples. I assure you that this project will be completed by this month itself. Now we are giving emphasis to itself, that is the month itself. I assure you that this project will be completed by this month itself. So this itself here becomes an emphatic pronoun. Okay, it emphasizes on the subject, okay, of the month. I assure you that this project will be completed by this month itself. Giving emphasis, it becomes emphatic pronoun. But the form is similar to the reflexive pronoun. Next one. Nobody prevented me but I myself refused to go to the party. Okay, if you see this, it is nobody prevented me but I myself. It is not her, or it is not him, or it is not it, but myself, I myself. Okay, you are laying emphasis on myself. Okay, here also I assure you that this project will be completed by this month itself. So emphasizing, here also nobody prevented me, no, not that person, not Mary or Sita or Ram or Ramesh, but I myself refuse to go to the party. So, this is called the emphatic pronoun. Okay, do you understand the difference between reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun? Both the forms are the same, but here more emphasis is given on the subject. Okay, their forms are similar to the reflexive pronouns. Is that clear now? This is just, and sometimes they may ask you in your higher classes, which is the emphatic pronoun. You may think, what is this? I haven't studied at all. You shouldn't think that way. That's why I am giving you examples also. When more stress is given to the subject, it becomes emphatic, the same form as that of reflexive pronoun, but when emphasis is given, it becomes emphatic pronoun. Okay, next we are going to do something very important, which is going to be of great use to your higher classes also. The sixth kind is a relative pronoun. Okay, how your relatives are very important for your family, same way relative pronoun is very important when you write something, and for your higher classes it's very important. Let me tell you how it gets the name. Relative pronoun. It relates to or it refers to noun or pronoun already mentioned. In a sentence. Okay. Example. Okay, first I will give you what are the relative pronouns, and then I will give you examples. Okay. Who, whom, which, whose, that. Okay. Now let us see how we can put these into sentences. The woman whom you met at a theatre is my childhood friend. Okay. Now the woman whom you met. See, it refers to the woman, isn't it? It relates or refers to the woman. So, whom. Next we will see the man who is standing at the doorway is my new neighbor. Who? Now who refers to the man, okay. So you see, it relates to the noun or pronoun already mentioned in a sentence. So whom refers to the woman and who refers to the man. Now we have seen 2, 3. The puppy which you bought last week has chewed up my shoes. The puppy which you bought, okay, which here refers to the puppy. Next one, we have which and that, okay. Now we are talking about something like a book. The book that I borrowed yesterday is an interesting one, or is a okay, interesting or you can say it's a costly one. Okay, the book that. So here that refers to the book. Okay. That is the house whose owner lives abroad. Okay. Now we have finished whose also. That is the house whose owner, that is the house's owner. See, everywhere in these sentences, the relative pronoun refers to the noun or the pronoun mentioned in the sentence. The woman whom you met at the theatre is my childhood friend. So, whom refers to the woman. The man who is standing at the doorway is my new neighbor. Who refers to the man. The puppy which you bought last week had chewed up my shoes. Had or has, okay, we can mention anything here. Has chewed up my shoes. So, which refers to the puppy. The book that I borrowed yesterday is an interesting one. So, that refers to the book here. And that is the house whose owner lives abroad. Whose means the house's owner lives abroad. So, if you see here, relative pronoun relates to the noun or pronoun already mentioned in a sentence. Is that clear? Now, there are two different kinds of relative pronouns, the defining pronoun and the non-defining pronoun. I will also mention that now and just give you an example. Like defining is restrictive pronoun, it is called, and non-defining is it is elaborate, okay, continuous we can say. So, shall I clean the board now and I will explain the two different types of relative pronoun, because that will be in your 11 and 12 syllabus. It may come in your 11 and 12 syllabus. So, it is better you learn that now. Okay, now I am going to describe, or I am going to give you the meaning of defining and non-defining clauses. Okay, defining and non-defining relative pronouns. Okay, under relative pronoun we have defining and non-defining. There are two kinds. Defining, which is restrictive, and non-defining, which is continuative. Okay. Now, this defining, I will just give you the meaning: to restrict, limit, or define more clearly. Okay, and this non-defining is additional, to give additional information. Okay. So, relative pronoun can be defined, it can be divided into two different kinds. One is a defining and the other one is a non-defining. Defining is restrictive, to restrict or limit or define clearly, whereas non-defining is continuative, to give additional information. Now, let us see two sentences. Defining. Okay, I will just give the sentence here. The man who had cheated me was arrested. The man who had cheated me was arrested yesterday. Okay, this is a limited period or limited, restricted or clearly defined sentence. That is, this who refers to a clear thing. Okay, now let us see the continuative. Here example, I gave him a rupee which was all I had. which was all I had. See, I gave him a rupee. If there is a comma there, this which refers to the rupee. Okay, you are giving additional information about the rupee. So, it is non-defining. Okay, have you understood this? See, when you give additional information, it is non-defining. If the remarks or if the information is limited or it is restricted or defined clearly, the man who had cheated me was arrested yesterday, it's this thing. But I gave him a rupee, which was all I had. Here it is a non-defining or continuative pronoun. Okay, relative pronoun. Here it is defining or restrictive relative pronoun. Have you understood the difference between the two, defining and non-defining? Because when you do clauses, this will be used. This relative pronoun, defining and non-defining, will be used in the clauses when you go into higher classes.